Hello, gorgeous. How are you doing? Welcome to my Cutting the Caboose live stream. What is going on? I've just seen I've gone live and I am, well, here we are. How is everybody? Hope you're having a fabulous day, although it appears there are only a handful of people in the stream so far. So let's have a little look. Lizzie Dean Mix, look at you. Hi, how are you? Red Rocket Resells, look at you. Wow, yeah, I've just, this is, so if you hear from Nick's show, I mean, Nick is the daddy of YouTube helping type stuff. And I'm really frustrated because I normally watch his show and I mod on his channel. But my show is now happening and it's Robbie M in the house. How are you doing? Thank you, Red Rocket Resells. Yeah, I shall add you as a moderator. That would be cool. Are you on? Are you in Discord? That'd be really, really super useful. Andrew Lee, hello. How are you? So a little bit less ropey, hopefully, than last week because this week I haven't been had assassination threats made against me by mad feminists, which is always a good thing. And yeah, really? Why are you bed? I mean, don't get me wrong, okay? I'm just saying. I mean, bedbound is fine. I've spent many happy adventures in my bed in one form or another. Why is my camera at a jaunty angle? Why is that over there? Hang on, let me just adjust this. How's that, I wonder? TNT says, boom, hi TNT, how are you? Yeah, Lizzie, why are you in bed? Are you poorly? What is going on? So let's see. I got a new toy. I've got a new toy to show you. Now, I don't know, I know quite a few of you do YouTube, and I've been playing with a gimbal, and here's my gimbal, and here's my phone, okay? Now watch this, this is such a cool thing. Should possibly have done this before I decided to show it to people, just saying. So you put your phone in camera mode, like that, and you turn it on, watch this. Ta-da! And now, no matter what you do, your camera stays all straight and you know, lined up. And it's like a face tracking mode, and you can pan it, and you can do like tilting and what have you. How good is that? That is so handy. So if anybody's doing, I don't know, I'm doing a video about PC World because they have these in stock, but they don't know how to sell them. And they're like, gimbals? Who uses gimbals? Seriously, if you've got a mobile phone and you want to do videos and just take it out and grab and go, one of these things is so handy, and it's like, well, just super useful. So I'm gonna turn that off again now. I need to add my own powering down sound effects then. So, let us see. News. Now then, so here's some news I've been recording on my video blog, but hasn't. Those are about £100. They aren't even expensive, Robbie. Seriously, I can't believe that's a 3-axis gimbal with like a 10-hour battery. It's 100 quid. I can't believe how cheap that level of awesome tech is. It's amazing. Appen TV, hey, how are you doing? So yeah, a little bit of secret news. I know. Well, I was using the gimbal to do the treadmill desk video, and I'm sitting at the desk right now, as you can possibly not tell. Actually, I don't know what I was going with that. So for those who don't know, because this video hasn't gone out on the main vlog yet, I've got my abdominal and arm surgery booked for the 9th. So it's coming up in just over 2 weeks. And look at this. Now, so here's the thing, okay? I share, you know what, here's the funny thing, okay? Before I started my video blog, before I started the channel, I was really self-conscious about my body, about showing any skin. And now I'm like, yes, look at me. So, these are my arms, and you can see here, even though my shoulders are nice, Hulk smash. I like my shoulders, I'm training those well, but the underarm is all, you know, flappy. So next month, in May, I'm flying actually out to Estonia because a friend of mine just had some really good surgery there, and I couldn't get my usual surgeon, but turns out not taking second best. Really, really good surgeon. So I'm having my abs done, my a body lift. I'm having my arms done, my shoulders, pieces of my back skin taken out. 4 stages of liposuction, liposculpture, and an internal corset, which will give me an hourglass figure. And he may break and reset 2 ribs, but he said he doesn't think he needs to do that. So I am so excited about that. That's going to be like awesome. So that's going to be cool. So that's happening. Let's see what else is going on. Filming. So much filming is happening. Back in what show began with an S? Yeah, Sweden, Switzerland. I get those confused all the time because they're like European and begin with an S. They're really far apart though. People don't like it when you confuse them. Well, people from Switzerland and Sweden don't like it when you confuse them. So, you know, there's that. Estonia. Oh, I see. Yeah, no. Estonia. I've never actually been to Estonia. I've been to Helsinki, which is the other side of the big piece of water, but I've never been to Estonia before. So that's going to be exciting. So that's been happening. Let's see, what other videos have I got? Oh, I've got so much in the can. Have you guys seen an online clothing company called Rosegal? And there's got a sister company called Beauty Bay. And a few other, basically it's all the same company. It's just a massive warehouse in China. So now I'm down to a size 16, UK size 16. And that's you know, that's like a 14 if I shop in Evans, you know, because I know what Evans are like. Or about a sort of 18, like a comfortable 18 from New Look, another, you know, so I'm about a 16, maybe an 18, depending on where I buy clothes, okay? Which is fine. Now, Rosegal, they do like basically Chinese knockoff designs, okay? But some of the stuff looks really good. Now, all online clothing looks really good. But I'm a little bit of a snob when it comes to good quality fabric, what the hand is like, the stitching, etc. But I ordered a load and it was so cheap, it didn't really matter. Well, it came. Yeah, it's like a size 10. Even though it said it was for a UK 18, I thought I'll order it on, you know, plus, you know, because I got big boobs, everything gets tight up there anyway. Yeah, it was tiny. I don't know what, even though it said it was UK triple XL, size 16, UK, and it's for all the European and US sizes as well, so it lines up. It is so small. I don't know if they measured in centimetres when it should have been inches or something and did a spinal tap, but seriously, it's like toy clothes. Absolutely bonkers. So that happened. Why is chat dead? Why is everyone quiet? What's going on? Why are you all shy? Say things. Because it's really hard if I'm just going to talk at the camera for an hour and a half. But yeah, I can't even talk to the camera for an hour and a half when I've got a script. Never mind when I'm trying to think of the things to say. So for this live stream, some of the things that I'd really like to do are bring in some. I was going to do it this week, and I know I said I was next week. But cover some more news things. And oh, Andrew Lee, hey, yes, good. You saved me from just talking crap then, because I'm off script like a bastard. Yeah. I have a question I've been meaning to ask. How come the gastric band? Oh, good question. Didn't work well for me. But I mentioned in a previous video, what's the difference between a band and the mini bypass? Dude, you have just given me a good 5 minutes of words to say. Thank you, Andrew Lee. Damn. See, this is why chat is good. Although there's only a few people in chat at the moment. Pesky Nick Nimmin, taking all my viewers. How dare he? So, right then. So a gastric band is where you basically have a fancy elastic band just below your... Oh my god. Jake from Pretty Good Gaming. Ladies and gentlemen, we have an actual motherfucking celebrity in the house. Andrew, I'll be right back to your question. And I love you, Andrew, but Jake, dude, I can't believe... So, guys, if you're into gaming, okay, there's a gaming vlog called Pretty Good Gaming, and they're Welsh, mostly. Even the ones who aren't Welsh are kind of token Welsh, and it is awesome. If I was going to do a gaming channel, I would absolutely do it like Pretty Good Gaming, because they basically just banter about games. they're honestly, and they're bang on as well. Their views are so like, yeah, can't argue with that. They're awesome. Go and subscribe to Pretty Good Gaming because they're amazing. And there's Jake off of PGG right there. Dude, I love you, man. I love your channel. You rock. And I'm slightly starstruck right now. So just saying. Yeah, I've been playing God of War. And honestly, Jake, I gotta say, I'm a little disappointed by God of War. Because while I love it, I really do love it, I don't think it's like the best game in the world that some of the review sites, not you to be fair, but some of the review sites are saying it's like the best game ever. And it's all right, but it's not that different to any other big open world RPG I've played before. It's a great RPG. It's a wonderful RPG. I'm having a really good time with it. Best game ever though? Like, I mean, it's not better than Zelda, right? And what's that other one with the swords and the hitting dragons? You know what I mean. So it's good though. Really good story, good narrative, and all that. Oh, Lizzie. Honestly, I have such like a geek crush on the PGG boys. They are amazing. Their channel fucking rocks. It rocks. Because other gaming channel is just so like meh. It's just news. They just read news articles. They just read stuff. Yeah, a bit like Skyrim, Robbie. In fact, I would even go as far to say it's probably not as good as Skyrim, although the action is awesome. But I'm still overwhelmed by Jake being like, wow, this is like, I'm putting a pin in this in moments in history. Yeah, it's a really, really good RPG. The only thing I would say over most RPGs, and although Zelda already did this, is you actually get to fight in the combat. It's not turn-based. You get to do hitty-hitty with your swords, which is always cool. So, yeah. I know. So, look, honestly, it's cool, TNT. This is a new thing for me. The live streaming is something I don't do very often. And my channel is so eclectic. I cover so many things from weight loss to transgender stuff, from gushing at Jake from other channels. So, I'm like, it's all like a PS2 game with a style and progression, better graphics. Yeah, I do get me right. Yeah, absolutely, Jake. And I think, Paul, we had this discussion earlier. Oh, Jake, if you're looking for someone to help with the editing ever, by the way, hit Paul up. He's right good. But yeah, it's a really competent game. It's a really, really good game. But I was expecting a bit more. Although I'm loving it, but it's something more. Anywho, yeah, Rachel, tell him to go and subscribe to Pretty Good Gaming. They're brilliant. Although, if he's very young, it's a little bit adult at times, so maybe want to like filter that. But that's okay, it's fine. Right then, what's the difference between a gastric band? Sorry, Lee. Look, Lee, seriously, man, please don't be offended, but like Jake, So, what was I saying? Yeah. So gastric band is basically a band that sits like here, and it stops you swallowing food. Okay. Now the idea is, it says a lot of stuff, like Cat Gordon, hey, how you doing? I'll be right back. I'll catch up in the chat in a more. So it basically stops you swallowing food. Now they say it's supposed to make you feel full, and it restricts your appetite and what have you, but it doesn't. A gastric band is kind of like hiring someone to punch you in the face every time you want food. Sucks. It is such a miserable thing to have done. It doesn't stop you feeling hungry at all. It makes you have a mental aversion to food. It drives you batshit crazy. And occasionally you'll swallow something and it'll get stuck. And then you've got to go and gag in the toilet to try to bring it back up again. Gastric bands are vile. And statistically, and this really surprised me, I found out that statistically, over like 8 years now, they're actually almost no better than just joining Slimming World or Weight Watchers, statistically, over a long period of time. The amount of people who fall off the wagon and don't get any long-term loss with a gastric band is kind of the same as it is if they just joined a slimming class. So go figure. Now a mini gastric bypass, if you know, there's three types of main, oh God, no, there's way more than this. Five types. I'm thinking doing Monty Python sketch. So you get beyond a gastric band. Common procedures are a gastric bypass and a gastric sleeve. Okay, so a gastric sleeve is when they like take part of your stomach. I'm feeling my own boobs. How cool is that? A gastric sleeve is when you take part of your stomach away, chuck it in the bin and staple it up. A gastric bypass is where they take your intestine and make it shorter. That's also known as similar to a duodenal shunt, kind of similar. A mini gastric bypass is the best of all of these things put together. So they take part of your stomach and make it smaller, but they don't, rather than throwing it in the bin like they do with a sleeve, they cut it in like in half, they bisect it, okay? So they take your stomach and they turn it into two. So you've got like big bit of stomach, little bit of stomach. The big bit of stomach, they kind of sew up and put over here, and then they take the intestine, they take like a third of your intestine, measure it out, and then attach it to the bottom of your new little stomach, and then let your food, let your intestine go on its way again. So they basically bypass a big portion of your stomach and your intestine, sew it all up, but tuck it out of the way. The good point of this is the whole thing is reversible, and because you still have a large chunk of your stomach doing the work, you don't get a lot of the side effects that you do with the older routine bypass. It's known as the RNY, the Roux-en-Y bypass. So the mini gastric bypass, its name is really deceptive, because even though it says mini gastric bypass, you think it's like a light version, it's like a spa own brand of bypass. It's actually the most advanced bariatric procedure that there is at the moment. It takes elements of an RNY, a duodenal shunt, and a gastric sleeve, puts all the best bits into one procedure, which is then tunable, reversible, and freaking awesome. So yeah, I've lost 10 or 12 stone since having surgery, and I'd lost a fair chunk of weight beforehand, but my weight used to go up and down like a yo-yo. So that's what a mini gastric bypass is. And if you're considering bariatric surgery, I would absolutely consider a mini gastric bypass. Just get it done. Forget a band. That's my view. Right then, let's look at the chat here. Let's see what is going on. Ah, la 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 la. Ah, man, no, Jake, don't be humble. Seriously, you're the man. Yeah, PS3 games are cool. You know, there's some really good games on the PS3. And we've had great console games for ages. Remember Ridge Racer and Metal Gear Solid, or old Atari game. Remember Dungeon Master on the Atari ST by FTL? Wow, what a game. So yeah, oldies and sometimes some of the best. Kat Gordon, yes, finally down to the chat. I'm so glad you made it to the live chat. Good to see you, Kat. British Cook in the house. Guys, if you're into cooking, and I know Paul, you are, have a look at British Cook's channel. He's just done this really, really awesome Yorkshire pudding pizza. It's awesome. I haven't made it yet, but it looks amazing. Well, this is what I'm looking forward to, Jake. The plot points. I've heard it really, really gets good. I haven't played all the other God of Wars, but I've played them a bit, and I know what the story is. So I'm looking forward to seeing what happens here. Yeah. Dude, yeah, high five, BC. Right, yeah, Drew is cool. By the way, I hope you're feeling better, Drew, because I saw your I love your intro, by the way. When did you start using the bombs? So if you know, British Cook has started using the Inception trailer and boom, that really cool sound effect, which actually is done by a cat. Long story. Well, yeah, he's put a boom in his intro, and it's just I love the boom. Bombs are cool. All right then, I have a long way. Well, no, I don't know. Rachel, I honestly do not know why they still give gastric bands to anybody. I honestly don't know, because their long-term results are terrible. They're falling off the charts. I'm guessing it's because medical people are slow to respond. They can't react as quickly as internet forums. If you go on Real Self or lots of the sort of surgical websites, look at the long-term success rate. And this has only really come about in the last 18 months or so. I didn't know about how bad gastric bands were until in November 2016. And that's when I chose to have. That's when I thought, oh, this sucks. So yeah, this is quite new news that bands are so bad. Yeah, your cooking show is really good. What's with the helicopter blades or Ferris wheel thing on the shelf behind me? So behind me, where am I pointing? There we go. So there, that is a shit drone with no GPS. That's the one, if you watch my drone flew away video, That is the drone that the antenna broke in the remote control, and the drone was just gone. It was away in the trees, but I managed to recover it. My friend Sammy, who's a bit of an adventure queen, we found it and tracked it down, and it's lived there ever since. And then that thing above my head right there, that's an Oculus Rift. That's one of those really, really clever virtual reality systems, which are shit, basically. Don't buy virtual reality yet, guys. As much as I want virtual reality, I want to do a gaming channel. As much as I want virtual reality to be the thing, to be the most best thing ever, here's the problem. With my gaming PC, right here, or with my console, or with a Game Boy, or whatever, okay, I can pick it up, turn it on, and start playing games. And that's a good thing. With an Oculus Rift, you've got to put on a headset, you've got to make sure that the sensors are all aligned. You've basically got to dick around for like a quarter of an hour just to configure the thing. Even though you may not have touched it since the last time you used it, it'll still have changed because it's a bastard. And then even when you do get it all set up, and assuming you don't get crippling nausea after a few minutes of using it, there's no games. There's just games are not better than using a joypad. And Atari figured that out in bloody 1970, you know? So it's as a technology demo, virtual reality is incredible, and you're like, wow, that's really good. But it's kind of like 3D TV. It's like, wow, that's really good. Yeah, but I'm okay. You know, I just want to turn some. I can't be bothered putting glasses on or prancing around. You know what I'm saying? I digress. Back to the chat. Let's see. Yeah, and that's the thing. You're absolutely right there, Kat. I've got a few drones. The DJI ones are a good example. They got GPS. You turn them on and they just sit there. They might waft a little bit, but I can fly those backwards without even looking at them, just with the controller by my side, and I can use them as a floating camera. The new ones that do face recognition, it's literally a floating cameraman, woman, person, whatever, and it just hovers around. It's so easy to fly. Non-GPS ones, they require skills. Non-GPS ones with broken antenna, yeah, they just require luck. So yeah, they're really good. Okay, see you later, Paul. Cheers, dude. Magic Leap, that name rings a bell. Have I ever heard of Magic Leap? Yeah, VR. And that's the thing, okay? I mean, yeah, Jake, absolutely. There's like, it's fun. It's fun for a party trick. It's fun in the same way that the Nintendo Wii was fun. But unless you're 7 years old, the Nintendo Wii kind of got boring real fast. I just wanted to sit down with a controller. When I'm playing video games, my life is insane. I work 16-hour days I barely get time to do sleeping and gym, okay? So I don't want to faff around with stuff. I just want to play a game. And I may only have an hour, so I don't want to spend, you know, half of that setting up sensors. No good software. Just no good software for VR. It's a really good tech, but I suspect people will be bored. I suspect it'll be old news before it ever becomes a thing. You know what? I think VR could be dead. And I don't think augmented reality is going to fare much better. It's a fancy tech demo that nobody's really going to give a crap about, you know? Yeah. Enhanced reality, I just don't think that anything that's more complex than grabbing a controller and playing, it has to be so good. And just look at history, okay? Power gloves, touch sensors. Remember the this was made in Wales. Do you remember the Cornix Hydro chair remember Cornix were doing a console that had like multiple controllers and all kinds of clever stuff. All really good tech demos. But honestly, I've been going to computer gaming shows since 1988. My first ever computer show was the Personal Computer World Show at Olympia in 1988. And every single show, all I've seen is fancy tech things that you know are never going to take off because they're a really good demo, but they're just not practical for the house. You can't. It's just, if it needs more setting up, then it ain't going to happen. Yeah, exactly, Jake. The Switch is just grab and go. And run and gun. You can pick the thing up and head out the door with it. I don't actually do that, I'll be honest with you. I barely take my Game Boy with me, but you can do that. And they've nailed it. They've nailed that there. Nicola, hey, how are you? Oh, Nicola, real life friends coming in. This is so cool. La 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 la. Yeah. The Switch is an amazing piece of kit. What program am I streaming with? So TNT, I am actually streaming with OBS right here. Although I am really badly framed. How did that happen? Fix that. There. Why have I come over all Popeye? Yeah, so I'm streaming with OBS and I'm running. I've actually got. It's just a fairly old Logitech 930 webcam. There. I've got one of those new Logitech 4K webcams. I don't know if I showed you this last time. Look at that, right? Look at this beauty. That's the new Logitech Brio 4K webcam. State of the art webcam. Doesn't work. Can't get it to work. It shifts the screen over. I'm techie and I can't make the damn thing work, so I'm going back to the old Logitech. Just saying. So I'm running OBS right there. I'm running a phantom powered Audio Technica 4035? No. Can't remember. What mic? It's the broadcast mic. Phantom powered XLR. And then it runs into. Actually, I'm running a Zoom H6 mixer field recorder because it's really good. It's got pretty good DACs, really good for streaming. That plugs into USB. And everything gets mixed together and boom. Drew, oh man. Well, dinner calls. If it's outside dinner, I can't compete with that. I just cannot compete with that. So have a fab dinner, Drew. Thanks for hopping by. I look like a DJ. Yeah, well, I used to, in another life, I used to be a DJ. Well, yeah, that's a whole other story. Amber, how you doing, puss? Amber the cat has just come to say, well, she hasn't come to say hi. I don't know why we do this thing where we pretend animals are people. She's just come to sit by the door, meow and hint for food. But, you know, that's what she does. So, yes, I'm using OBZ. Let's see. Oh, Jake, you know what, dude? Honestly, thank you so much. Thank you so. I can't believe you dropped by. That is just. I'm honoured and privileged to have internet royalty stopping by on my channel, and everybody, all you guys. I love all my friends, but I especially love Jake because he's a proper celebrity. I'm being favoritised nowadays. So yeah. So what can I say? Thanks, Jake. Cheers, guys. I am only joking, although he is awesome. Right then, so where are we? We've talked about games an awful lot. See, Jake just came into the channel for to say hi, and then gaming talk happened. I love video games. I absolutely love video games. Oh, sorry, Lizzie. I love video games. The problem is, and I really, really wanted to do a video game channel. And this sounds so cheesy, but Pretty Good Gaming did the channel I wanted to do. They just beat me to doing this irreverent opinion piece channel on video gaming. And it's a video blog, and it's a really good channel, by the way. If you've got any interest in video games, they nail it. They absolutely nail it. So yeah, so I kind of well, unless I can do something fairly original, or unless I can make it my own, then it's tough. And that's one of the reasons I've had it. I don't know if you watch my Fact Cow series. I haven't done one for a while, although that's coming back soon, I promise. But because it was so similar to Philip DeFranco's format with news and current affairs and reaction pieces, I struggled to do it. I struggled to be passionate about it, because even though the response was crazy, everybody really, really liked those shows. Because it's not that original, because it's been done before, then I struggle to do it because I feel like I'm ripping off somebody else's format. And I mean, I shouldn't. I mean, let's be honest, there are countless chat shows and they all rip off each other's format. It's all about, and you know, this is just a live stream video blog, right? But I still want to kind of make it mine. I want to be able to put a stamp on it, if that makes sense. So yeah, so that's the thing. Is that one of the cats? Yes, it is. I've only got 2 cats, Amber and Tilly, and they're both adopted. They're both rescue cats. from the Teen Ant Rescue Centre. I would pick her up and put her on camera, but she would probably just claw my eyes out because she wouldn't like it and she'd want to get away. She's fine with me, but you know, she might be upset by being live. You know, cats are like, right? They're fickle things. So yeah, I'll have a drink. Boom. So, have you seen the Mac video that I put out on Monday? The one... I'm burping in my neck. I hope I didn't come up on microphone. That would be awkward. Have you seen the Mac video I put out on Monday? The Mac tutorial. And if so, did you like it? Because this kind of goes against what I just said about doing my own style. But the, hi Colleen, how are you? I know, cats are so like, cat-like, right? Let me give you a little preview of what I want to do with the makeup tutorials. Now, there are some amazing makeup artists are doing YouTube channels. You've got, you know, obviously Jeffree Star and Manny and Nikki Tutorials, Real Becky, and they're great, okay? But one of the things that they all seem to do is just Red Bull. It gives you wings. Does that mean coming up on camera? I do that a lot. Product placement. I've lost my train of thought. Oh yeah, what a lot of the makeup tutorials do is they just jump straight in with doing the makeup, okay? But I'm an engineer, and that drives me nuts. Because as an engineer, one of the things that I will always do, whether I'm working on something mechanical or some software, is I will lay out all the things that I need before I start. Imagine trying to build a Lego set, but they only tell you what parts you're going to want when you actually need the part. You'll be back and forth getting parts all the time, okay? So I tried to show a little bit of this in the Mac video. We sort of went off the Mac script quite a lot. And this is the approach I want to take when I start doing cosmetic videos. At the very beginning of each video, I'm going to get the tools. I'm going to say what brushes we are going to use, what colours we are going to use, and then list some products as examples. And that's going to be the start of every video. And then rather than just using, for example, a crease brush at a low, held by the hilt, or a powder brush held at the end, I'll explain why we use those different techniques. And again, if you saw the Mac video, I was trying to do that there. I was asking why we hold the brush a certain way, etc. Because if you've watched other makeup videos, how frustrating is it when they get to applying the lip colour or doing something, and then there's a brush you haven't seen yet, and suddenly you've got to go and rummage through your brush collection, right? So that's the approach I want to take, is by taking an engineering tutorial approach to makeup. So, well, we shall see how that works out. Let's see what's happening in chat. Yes, I did almost endorse a drink. I drink a lot of Red Bull and energy drinks. I mean a lot. It's all sugar-free. But I'm basically addicted to caffeine. Unless I can have, so many caffeine. So much caffeine, I'm basically asleep. If I stop drinking caffeine, I'll just fall asleep. I think I'll possibly be in a coma for about a week. I use a lot of caffeine, I'll be honest. But you know what? It's fine. It helps me function and stops me sleeping, which is always a good thing. I'm burping again. Cats! Why? Amber. So Amber the cat, she does this thing where she'll be all asleep, all purr, 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 I'm a cat, cutchy, cutchy. She'll be fast asleep. And then she wakes up and goes meow, 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 and just runs up and down the stairs meowing. And then she stops meowing. I don't know why she does it. And it's not even like she wants anything. She just wants, I don't know. She's just Barbie. I like Red Bull. I like Red Bull a lot. I like energy drinks an awful lot. So yeah, that's why I'm addicted to caffeine. And if I don't have caffeine, here's a top tip, okay? If ever we are on holiday together, or if ever, I'm thinking, there's no way I can say what I was going to say without this sounding wrong. If ever we're in a situation where we've woken up together, okay? However that may be, perhaps we're on a long haul flight or something, okay? If I don't have caffeine very quickly, I am so grumpy. I mean, really, like, don't even talk to me. So yeah, that's why I have caffeine. It keeps me, I don't know, in the middle of the things. Pam Duffy, how are you? Good to see you. How are you doing? Stop motion. Yeah, stop motion is fine. The easiest way to do it is with a GoPro, actually. GoPro is a really good stop motion built in. The other way of doing it, you can do it with any camera if you just film and then do it in post-production. Stop motion is pretty simple. Yeah, Pam Duffy. Well, Lizzie and Pam, if you're into crafts, by the way, go and check out their channels. They do really, really good craft channels. I mean, really, really good content. You want to go and check those out. They're fantastic. Big therapy videos, very talking magicians. Yeah, and that's the thing. Oh, absolutely, Lizzie. I cannot stand bullshit. And there is so much bullshit in the weight loss industry, in the cosmetics industry, so much bull marketing crap, okay? Expensive moisturizers aren't any better than cheap moisturizers. They're just nicer, you know? But they fill them full of pro-retinol, peptin, magic marketing bullshit. It's meaningless nonsense. They just sucker you in. If you like it, buy it, but don't be fooled that it's got magic in it, because, you know? So yeah, and that's the thing, yeah. There's a well-known cosmetics company that we've not fallen out, but they will always try and sell me their products based on the marketing science that they've invented. And you know, in my marketing science, the pro-retina peptin A bull that they come up with, they're nonsense. And they'll always try to use this faux science to sell me the products. I'm like, don't, just let me try it, and if it's nice, don't do that. I hate it. Do I take gummy or yes, I do. Gummy vitamins are terrific. It depends where you are in the world. Nature Valley, I think it's Nature Valley, do some really nice ones. They're basically like wine gums, which are chewable vitamins. They're really good. And there's some very orally, O-R-L-Y in America, do some really good ones too. Very, very tasty. They're like fruit pastels. So there are some excellent chewy vitamins, and I normally keep, I've literally just run out at my desk, but I keep a pot of them at my desk, and I keep a pot of them downstairs in the living room. And every time I eat a meal, I just eat a multivitamin at the same time, a chewable one, which at a pill level is quite a lot higher than my recommended dose, but of course with a bariatric procedure, nutrients and vitamins are a little bit harder to obtain. No, you can't give up coffee. Yeah, listen to jokes is rough. Yeah, I don't know. Well, Amber is doing that thing now. You know how cats only meow if you talk to them? So Amber now like replies with a meow if I talk to her directly, which is really funny. And Tilly, who never made any noise at all until a week or two ago, now meows when I like call her name and ask if she wants food. So that's really cool. So that cats, they only meow if other cats meow if you talk to them. True fact. Yes, smash that like button, everyone. La 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 la. Absolutely. What sugar puff and fluff? Okay, I shall tag that now. I shall make a note of that. Sounds a great name. Love that name. Reminds me of HR Puff and stuff off of the 70s. They were good times. Don't get between me and my coffee. Absolutely, absolutely. You got a cat called Nexus. That's awesome. Is that because of sci-fi? Good name. Stop motion on the phone is, yeah. Who's hungover? Why are you hungover? That's a story. Pam, why are you hungover? We need to know why you're hungover. I need to know that story. Why are you on YouTube? Why are you watching my crappy show on YouTube when you have... One moment. Why are you watching my crappy show on YouTube when you're hungover? Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, absolutely. Are you a chemist? I did not know that. Good. I'm burping. Here's the thing, okay? TNT. Or anyone, if you're going to live stream and you're using one of these hypercardioid studio microphones, from right here, they are crazy sensitive. You can probably tell how present I sound because I keep the microphone very close. Now, because it's a hypocardioid, the pickup pattern is literally in a ball shape right here. So I'm in the sort of sweet spot of the ball. What? Because watch this. If I put it over here, watch how quiet I now become. And that's where the microphone is back to me. And even if I turn and face it, so I'm talking at the back of the pickup, it still isn't as loud as when it is right here. I'm going to put it right here. Boom, I'm back and I'm present and all is well. So when you're choosing your microphones, you want to have a microphone that has a pickup pattern. It has a small pickup pattern back here, but the main pickup pattern is right here. And within that ball, within that sensitivity range, within the sweet spot, it is very sensitive. Therefore, I've got a lot of these lined up, by the way, because you know. Therefore, if you drink a fizzy drink and then you do a little burp, everybody hears you burp. Fact. These are even more sensitive than the lavalier. They're very, very, very sensitive. Great microphones, but yeah. Gotta watch what you burp. Let's see, some moisture creams make us. Yeah, well, I had there was a moisturizer cream that came out from one of the German European supermarkets, Aldi, I think, or something like that. And everyone was going crazy over this moisturizer that they released. So I bought some, tried it. Was almost in hospital. I had a massive allergic reaction. My entire body came out in a rash. That sucked. Didn't enjoy that at all. I am burping. I am burping like a bastard. That's actually happening live on YouTube. Oh, well, it's kind of crappy. I mean, you know, it's very off topic. Very, very eclectic. I don't even know what the topic is. What is the topic? Making stuff up as I go along is what the topic is. I should do something. I should... Here's the thing. Here's the thing, okay? Every week I have all these plans for what the show is going to be. And like I'm going to do like reaction videos and I'm going to do some commentary on memes live and all that sort of thing. Never happens. Never ever happens. It always becomes just me talking, which is fine. I enjoy it, you know, so that's good, right? But I never quite, it needs some sort of, you know, theme. I need to do something. Maybe get ready with me. No, but then the guys wouldn't like it. I could play games, but then go. See, what's the problem when you have a techie makeup, fashion, transgender channel? What do I focus on? I'm such an unfocused channel. But hey. Oh, Pam D, that's so nice of you. Well, okay. Well, that's a pretty good excuse. Watching YouTubes is a good excuse. I like that excuse. It's my excuse. When I'm watching Nick's show, that's pretty much my afternoon gone because I'm just helping and moderating Nick doing his thing. Yeah. What? Who knocked over shampoo? What? Oh, I see! The name for your cat. Oh, okay, that's clever. I almost called Amber, who's a white calico with some tortoise shell. She almost got renamed Sooty because on her very first night she got stuck in my chimney. And I've actually got a real chimney. In fact, you can see a fireplace right behind me. I actually have real fireplaces in my house. And yeah, Amber became a Sooty because she got stuck in the fireplace. Well, no, here's the thing, okay? Because cats wasn't stuck at all, just sitting in the fireplace mocking me. I'm saying, no, I'm staying in the fireplace. And I dismantled the fireplace. I was starting to take a chisel to take the grate out, okay, to remove the brickwork to get to the cat. And she just walked out. She goes, oh yeah, I'm coming out now. I'm going to sit over there now with my sooty paw prints over everything for the next like week because I couldn't clean her. So yeah, she almost became Sooty because she's a little... Anyway, let's see. Your cat is called George. George is a good name for a cat. I'm really far behind in the chat now, but that's good. That's good. I need to be behind it. Yeah, yeah, I see. Yeah, that's good. I like hugging cats. Hugging cats is good. Everyone should hug cats. Oh, I'm not in live chat mode. I'm in top chat mode. There we go. Now I'm in live chat mode. That's more better. With a Jaeger. Now, Rachel, are you talking about Jaegers as in Pacific Rim? Like Gypsy Danger and Crimson Typhoon? Because that's a cool kind of Jaeger. But alcoholic Jaegers, I can't do, because I've had here's a problem, not that big a deal actually. After you've had bariatric surgery, after you've had a bypass, you can't really do alcohol anymore. Because a tiny amount of alcohol gets you very drunk very fast. I mean, boom, drunk fast. Just saying. So, you know. And a burp again now. Yeah, well, this is why yeah, lip smacking is annoying and it's such a gross sound. Lav mics do that a lot. You can put one of these on, which is a pop filter, and that will help from plosive sounds, like plop, that sort of sound. Plosives, it's a good word, isn't it? Plosive. But these can also suffer from excess sibilance. That's a good word, plosive and sibilance. And certainly with some cheaper microphones, you will get... Have you ever heard a cheap MP3 player? No, not a cheap MP3 player. Have you ever heard an overcompressed or an MP3 that's got way too low bitrate on it? And the S sounds, the bright sounds, basically sound like chewing a bag of rusty nails. It's a horrible, horrible sound. Well, you can get that with some near-field microphones like this, which have a very high level of presence. As you get this, you get a lot of sibilance. But if you had a pop filter like this, it'll help with the sibilance. But basically, if I do that now, if I'm very, very close to the microphone, I'm going to be peaking slightly. And I sound crazy. If you're using a headset, I sound like I'm in your brain. But that's a little bit too present, because what happens is you lose any of the ambient sound at all. Whereas if I keep it back here at a more natural sound, this is similar to the sound you would have if you're having a conversation with another human being. Most human beings aren't in your head. So that's why you keep it a little bit. About 12 inches is the sweet spot. And then you'll also pick up a little bit of room ambience, which is always nice. We are on some crazy topics today, just saying. Well, this is the thing. Blueberry Starshine. Hi, welcome. How are you doing? Don't worry for being late. That's fine. You're not late. It just starts when it starts. That's all good. And Pond's cream is very good. It is good. Do I use my fireplaces? Oh, I've lost track completely. Well, no, not really. I keep candles in them, and I keep lights in them because they look nice. But I don't put fires in them. The chimney has been kind of blocked, but not that blocked. There's a fun fact. Not a fact, a story. Story time. Some time ago, about a year ago now, actually, I was working downstairs and I heard like a really odd sound, like there was something falling down my chimney. I'm burping. Looked in the dining room, the dining room chimney, wasn't anything there. And then a few days later, and I started finding flies in my house. Lots of flies. You can probably tell where this is going, and it's as gross as it sounds, okay? Seriously, it was... Have you seen the Amityville Horror? You know when, like, the flies? There were... loads of them. I mean, I went through a couple of cans of fly kill, and I couldn't work... I thought, have I left... Is there rotten food somewhere? Is there something... I couldn't work it out. And then... I don't know how, but I found quite a few dead flies around the fireplace. I'm talking about like a dozen or so in the grate. So I pulled the blanking plate out, and the smell that came out of the fireplace, I couldn't shower it away. It was just, oh man, it was a bad smell. And it turns out there was a dead bird had somehow fallen down the chimney on the inside, died, and maggots and flies happened. So that was a true story. That was gross. I don't know how that was just... So yeah. So no, I don't use the fireplace anymore. Because they're a little bit scary, to be honest. I digress. Let's see. First day we had William crawl into the unit. Yeah, cats they just do that because they're buggers. I think you need to just like leave them alone. Certainly that was, but then you worry, don't you? You worry in case they're trapped. And they're not, they're just being spiteful little bitches, you know? Your cat is called JJ Lee, that's cool. I can't tell if you're writing with a stammer or his name is JJ Lee. That's a really good name though. Sounds a little bit like, oh no, that's General Lee, isn't it? The Dukes of Hazzard car. They have a Dodge Challenger, I think. Reverse, yeah, exactly. Reverse psychology, or make food noises. What noise does food make? Food noises? Most of the food noises that my food make is either when it's sizzling or mooing before I eat it, before it's dead. Dark. Yeah, food noises. Okay. Oh, do you mean like rattling food? I see, like the containers of not. Yes. Sorry, that was random. I don't know where my brain was going on that one. Yes, I know what you mean. Rattling the food container or the bowl and things. Yes. Yeah, that definitely works. Or I can even just say to them, "Hey, Amber, you want some food?" Because, you know, you've got to talk to them like they're children. And they now know that that means food is going to happen, which is good. It's a drink. Right. Oh, wow. I'm really far behind in the conversation. Right. Jaeger. Yes, I can't drink Jaegers. They would make me very, very drunk and fall over. Yes. Although I do wish I had a Jaeger off a Pacific Rim. That would be so cool. Anybody listening for Christmas? Dropping a hint right there. Yeah. Alcohol does not sit long in my belly face hole. I love cats. No, I do. I love cats. Why is your cat terrified of what? Well, this happened. Yeah. So my family had some cats, and a dog, and the cats. Even though the dog could have eaten the cats, the cats used to bully him. If the dog would lie down, like, yeah, my cutch now. Look at me in my sweet spot. Yes, I am such a comfy doggy. I am happy. Yeah, cats would decide they wanted the sweet spot and would bite his ear and paw until he moved. Poor dog. He was just like, oh God, get off me. That was funny. Oh, cool. What mic do you have, Lizzie? Yeah, it's good. A good mic. Honestly, as much as I like video, I prefer sound. I'm all about sound. I've always been into sound over video. As long as you can see me, I'm fine. But I really want to hear me, if that makes sense. I'm really fussy over having a nice, bright, present sound. I get really frustrated when I see YouTubers recording their videos. And like the mic is over there, and you get all this crazy room echo and noise. And just buy a lav. I mean, I use a lav. If you've seen any of the videos I do in the car, for example, that's all recorded with a lavalier. That's a lavalier is a type-in microphone. You put it on your lapel or in your hair, even, or what have you. Oh, that's cool. Clever idea, Robbie. I like it. Hey, Sammy B. How are you doing? And yeah, Lizzie, that was so gross. Well, yeah, my radio DJs do have... yeah, if you're listening to me with headphones, I would have said... I've just skipped like a billion track things right here, haven't I? What's going on? Let me pop out chat here, because I'm far behind the chat. Right here. There we go. Oh wow, there was so much chat I've missed, sorry. I'm digressing a lot. Right here. And yes, radio DJs, they sound very, very present. They keep the microphones like here, and they have everything turned, the gains turned right down. So they sound very present. I'm not sure if I like that, actually. I know! I don't know why I was talking about... Oh, MP3s! MPSs, yes. I still buy vinyl. I haven't bought a CD in a very long time. I either buy it on iTunes and play the album now, or if I really like the album, I'll buy it on 180 gram vinyl. But, because I still like vinyl. I have a quite expensive turntable record player. And, the trouble with playing records, the trouble with playing vinyl, not trouble, but I have to listen because you only get half the album and you got to turn it over. So it's not really something that's for background music. I'll put CDs or MP3s on for background music, but when I'm listening to an album, and that's when I'm only doing that, then I'll use vinyl. But then it's I'm very engaged with the music if I'm doing that. and that sounds very jazz nice, you know. So but so not it's a bit fast show, isn't it? So that sounds yeah a bit pretentious. I don't listen to vinyl that often, but if I do want to really listen to an album, I'll prefer vinyl. It just sounds good. Ah la 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 la. Yeah, that was really gross, that bird story. It was the flies. I couldn't work out where the flies were coming from. It was crazy, absolutely crazy. And I still find dead flies around the place. Like I've really spring cleaned twice since then. Pulled all the furniture out and everything, and still in like containers or, you know, under sockets and places, I just find more dead flies. There were hundreds here. It was really horrible. Sammy B, good to see you. How are you doing on this sunny afternoon? You've missed loads, Sammy, you have. I think I've already covered this bit. JJ Lee is cool. I hear, yes. Are we now catching up with the making food noises? Right, okay, we're getting down to the things. Yeah, well, the Boya, that's a very good value microphone. Although I would say the Boya is a well, it depends. The early versions of the Boya I tried were basically Chinese copies of the Rode SmartLav, but they used a slightly cheaper cartridge, or in fact they used a copied cartridge, and it was very sibilant. The S sounds are extremely bright, and I had to EQ it. So I would, if you get a chance, record yourself using the Boya and record yourself using the Rode. Now the Rode is quite, look, all lavalier microphones have that sibilance, just because of the way the pickup pattern works. So they can do that, and also they can, especially for me, if you're transgender and you're male to female, a lot of the time when I'm speaking, I will resonate from my chest, even though I try to use my forward resonating to when I'm speaking. I still, by default, even now, I will resonate from my chest. So if I'm using a lavalier microphone right here, and I go to chest resonance, oh my gosh, I sound so masculine. So that's really annoying with a lav. So I have to be careful about that. I have to be really careful using a lav. It's not so bad if it's in my hair, or if it's like it is on the car videos when it's above the sun visor. But when it's on my chest, it gets very lavy. Yes, Sammy, I would love to do guest spots on the show. The show is still very young. I'm still figuring out the format. It's still kind of taking on a kind of making it up as I go along type format. And it's, you know, and this can't last. I can't really do this for long because it won't really grow like this. I can't just talk aimlessly without a subject. If people don't make comments like now, then it becomes difficult to keep the stream going because I haven't got a preloaded list of things to talk about. Now, this is where some feedback would be really good. Now, I have thought of doing Fact Cow Live, and that's been the plan for quite some time. Or I could just do current affairs, or I could. I don't know what I want to do with the live stream. I love doing the live stream, and I love that it gives. I love that I can chat directly to people rather than just through comments, and I love that it's all sort of shared like this. I think this is wonderful. I love it. But I feel I need to do something. I feel I need to be working on something as an objective for the show, rather than just a FAQ type thing. You know? So I think I need a subject for the show, and I'm going to work on that. But I'll sincerely, any feedback or ideas that you guys have, I'll happily steal. Yes, I will. So I know, Sammy, Fact Cow Live, that'll work. And I've got a ton of graphics built for it. And the well, live, I mean, yes, I'm thinking, I do think commenting on memes would be quite good. I think that would be fun. And I think, let me see if I can quickly add something here. So I've thought of doing stuff like this, okay? So if I bring up a video, and this is going to be very ropey, Very ropey indeed, because I'm trying to figure this out as I go along. And we add a video file. Look for it locally. And normally what I would want to do here is queue up a load of files ready. Oh, nice idea, Kalina. Live poll, that could work. Then I bring up a video and what am I doing here? What am I doing here? Oh yeah, video assets. This is really, really dull to watch. Sorry. And then I put this up here. There we go. So do you see I've just put a little video up and there's a car stopped in the middle of the road and oh boy. Why would you stop? Why would you, why? Oh, why would you do that? And then, right, after like nearly killing loads of people and causing lorries to crash and fall over and do all of that, the lunatics just think, oh yeah, I'm out of here. And they drive away. So, you know, so that sort of format, commenting on live videos like that, and I'll just bring up a comment, bring up a video, and then we can chat about it. So what do you think about that as an idea? That could work, and I can have like a ton of videos, you know, memes, popular videos, whatever's trending on the internet for any given time, and then just put it out, and you know, I think that could work. So maybe want to make it bigger, maybe want to make the video, you know, larger in the screen or something, or you know, play with the format. And OBS will do that. OBS will do that. It's really cool. I know, right? I mean, that's insane. That's one of the most insane things I've ever seen. Although it's not just car drivers, ship drivers. Ship drivers? Well, I don't know. Perhaps they went to the KFC or something. I have no idea why they thought, oh, I don't know. I have no idea. I think they just missed their turning and thought, I know, let's just stop. Insanity. Did I do a video about what happened when I was going to BBC and the radical feminists protested? Or was it the church? No, it was the feminists. I have recorded a video. Oh. Now then, here's some news. So, I told you I haven't shared this with anybody yet. So last Sunday, if you weren't on the stream, last Sunday I was due to be on the BBC. I was on a panel. And the BBC promoted it, and they promoted that I was going to be on the show. And a group of radical feminists, of TERFs, trans-exclusionary radical feminists, decided they didn't want me to appear on the show. And so they started threatening me and threatening the BBC and threatening to be outside to meet me. And then they started putting pictures of, or putting up tweets that they know where I live. And there were things like, oh, I see you've got 2 new cats. Wouldn't it be a shame if something happened to them while you're at the BBC? That sort of thing, okay? Really, really threatening. So I didn't go on. And the BBC were not unhappy at me, but unhappy that this had happened. And some of these tweets were public, so they had seen them too. The presenter was called a handmaiden for having a transgender person on TV. I mean, these are insane lunatics. They're dangerous. So I've recorded a video. However, it has since been picked up by BBC News, and it's become like a much bigger story. So I've kind of sat on that video, although it might come out soon. I've got to edit a few parts as this has happened since. So yes, it hasn't gone out yet. It has been shot. I've had to not rewrite. I've had to shoot in some additional information. But it is coming out soon. But it's got an end to the story now. Some of those accounts, things happen to them. So I shall, yeah. Oh, right then, what's happening here? La 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 la. Yeah, they were vile, crazy people. But then that's what it is. You know, here's the weird thing. Okay, if you go on, one of these groups was called Woman's Place. Now nothing under their name, but a lot of the people, or the people who were involved in the abuse and the sort of the threats, follow Woman's Place and were tagging Woman's Place. It's like this bizarre anti-transgender movement in the UK. And so, you know, and yet one of the things that they're always promoting is how they want free speech and that they want to have, everyone should have a voice. And yet this is also a group that seems to be advocates for threatening people to stop them going on television, to stop them having a platform. Wow. Hypocrisy. It's just nuts. Getting out of bed. Look at you getting out of bed. Are you going to have pizza? What are you having for dinner? We need to know. I don't know if I'm quite good at tracking down people on the internet, and there were quite a few fake accounts being used behind proxies, so I don't know how well they'll be found. However, some of the language patterns were identical to people who were doing some public posts as well, and the ones who instigated it. So I suspect that some of the louder public ones also have sock puppet accounts that they were using to do this. But, you know, they're clever enough to use VPNs. It's going to be very, very hard to trace them, I suspect. But you know what? Nothing came of it other than the story, and I was a little bit shaken. And I make a big deal over mocking people who use hate and use. I'm kind of spoiling the part of the video here. It hasn't aired yet, but I make a big point of hating, of mocking the hate comments, of mocking people who do this sort of thing. But that's when it's aimed at me. It's surprisingly harder, and I hate to feel like I'm giving away a weakness here. When people start making threats against your family and against your pets, I wasn't prepared for that, I'll be honest with you. I wasn't prepared, and I'm disappointed in myself that I allowed myself to be a little shaken by this, because I'd never, you know, these are people who, it started from somebody in Cardiff, not very far from here. So it was, that was a little bit, you know, you have to think twice then when somebody is suddenly threatening not you. The fact that they would involve a third party or an innocent animal, they hate you so much that they would issue threats like that. Wow, that's not feminism. That's not feminism at all. That's just hate. That's just dangerous lunacy. That's what that is. Yeah, there's quite a bit more to it. Although you've just had the best bits, I guess. I feel like the trailer for Jumanji, when you see all the good bits in the trailer. The film is okay afterwards, but you've seen all the best jokes. I've given away the best part of the story right there. Yes, horrible, horrible, horrible people. Vile, vile people. Comments along the lines of, you're not a real woman until you've been raped by a man. What? And these are sexist lunatics. Yeah. I want cheesy cauliflower grills now. Homemade chips. Oh, I'm so hungry. How did this happen? Pesky Lizzie Dean making me hungry. I want food. What am I going to have to eat? Oh, here's the other thing. Okay, so going back to the surgery thing that I mentioned earlier, right? And Sammy can relate to this. I need to drop my body fat percentage as much as I possibly can, because I'm about to have an abdominoplasty, and as explained earlier, all of this stuff is about to happen. So I need to get my weight down as low as I possibly can, as quickly as possible. I don't need to, but I want to. I want to give the surgeon the best possible chances of success. And the more muscle definition he can see, the more he can help with the body contouring and the defining procedure and the abdominal etching, etc. So at the moment, I'm basically on a competition prep diet. No refined carbohydrates, tons of protein, no sugar, no bread. It's like, and very low calories. The only difference between what I'm doing and a competition prep diet at the moment is, whereas with the competition prep diet, you come out of that diet after, or even the day of the competition, you can cram the food in. I'm going to be doing that a couple of days before the surgery, just because I need to be fit and healthy, and I can't be exhausted and tired and starved before I go into theatre. So, but right now, it sucks. And I don't even know, I mean, Sammy, who's in the chat here, she's a bodybuilder. She competes. She's a competitive bodybuilder, and so she can tell us all about how prep before a competition is brutal and grueling. So I'm in like a mini prep. I've got 3 weeks of prep of just eating so clean and so healthy. Well, it's not even healthy. It's just low calorie. Every single macro, every calorie is being counted right now. Oh, man! Yeah, this sucks. If this is what competing is like, I don't know if I can do many competitions. No, 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 no. Oh, by the way, is the music playing? Well, Lee, can you hear the music playing in the background? The last live show, I had a sound bed playing. I had music playing. The bloody thing got a copyright strike. It was removed within a couple of days, but it got a strike because it was bought from Shutterstock. I got a license to use it, but when it gets detected, you have to then send a copy of the license to belong with the show. So for 2 days, you couldn't watch the show. That was annoying. Do I use Super Chat donations on live streams? I do not. My channel is not actually monetized at the moment. Although I do have 2 AdSense accounts, my business and a personal one. I'm not currently monetizing my channel, but I will at some point. But right now I'm trying to, I don't want you guys to be having to worry about adverts. Even though I use adverts to promote the channel, I hate them. Hypocrisy at its best right here. I actually spend quite a lot on advertising. So my teaser shows do show up on other people's channels, but I don't have any adverts running. So no, I don't actually use Super Chats at the moment, but I may at some point monetize. It's possibly on the cards. Yes. How many calories? Well, it's a tricky one. So I'm currently consuming 1,600 calories without exercise. Now I do get some calories in the bank if I exercise, about 400 to 500 a day, because I do my treadmill here. So I do 15 kilometers of walking a day, and I also do my strength routine in the gym, which at the moment is almost all upper body because that's where the surgeon, I'm making up words, I don't even know what I'm saying, because that's where the surgeon is going to be working. So I'm doing a lot of upper body, but then for next month I'll have to stop upper body because that'll be healing, and then it's going to be all about the bum because I'm getting bum implants, thigh revision and a butt lift all at the same time. And then I'm going to be working on lower body. Oh, Blueberry, if you saw, yeah, you saw Steph's recent bum, I mean, wow, you know. So that's going to be for next month. But this month is the upper body feminization surgery and, you know, excess skin removal. So I'm currently consuming 1,600 calories. I'm taking about 500 calories off for what I burn in exercise. Give or take, that's not every day, but most days. And then I'm also, because I've had bariatric surgery, about 1/3 of what I eat doesn't get absorbed. So if you take 1/3 of that off, I'm somewhere around there. So I'm under 1,000 calories each day, probably quite a bit under. And I'm feeling a little tired. I'm hungry quite a lot at the moment, but I've only got to do this for 2 weeks. So I'm playing it by ear. If I find I'm really, really tired, then I'm adding some extra protein. I'm adding an extra meal, basically, in the day if I'm really struggling. Hello, Germany. Hello. How do I... So, Avanon Turk, how do I pronounce that U with the 2 dots? That's a great looking letter, but I never know... Is it Turk? Turk? Because, I mean, Turk would be if it was a U, but it's not a U, it's a different character. So I don't know how to pronounce that. And I'm glad you can hear the music. It's good music. You've probably heard this music in some of the shows. This is one of the sound beds I use for, I don't know, I use it for quite a few videos. It's quite good. Yeah, I love those ads, Blueberry. And I've got 9 of them now that run on different channels. I've got a weight loss tuned one, a transgender one, a generic one. I need to do one. I don't know what I need to do, actually. I don't know. Actually, might be able to help here. I really struggle to engage with Steph's audience. Is it because it's such a young audience and I'm basically a pensioner? Is that what it is? Because it all feels kind of alien. Now I know I do some transgender topics, but again it's a bit of a grab bag in the topics I cover. But I do I really struggle to engage with Steph's audience, and the same with oh gosh, the other Canadian transgender video blogger, Riley. I think it's Riley. No, it's not Riley. Anyway, but yeah, I just can't. It feels like I'm talking to kids, and that's not true. I mean, they're all mature, but I think the age gap is just so high. It doesn't resonate. I think that's the problem. Maybe you can help. I don't know. Maybe if you have some feedback on that. Because with other areas, certainly in gaming and certainly in some of the cosmetic stuff that I do, I get quite a young audience, and they're down with it. What am I saying? I am down with the kids. Okay. So there you go. I mean, 26 to me is really young. I'm 50 next year. I don't want to be 50. It makes me sad. Although I think my facelift has worked quite well. Malevolent Elephant, how are you? Oh, guys, here's another one, right? Creators unite. Go and check out Malevolent Elephant's channel. It's great. It's really, really out there. Love that channel. Good to see you. Thanks for dropping by. Really, thanks for dropping by. Is Nick's show still going? I should go and have. I should go and. Tom Nash in the house. Yes, well, honestly, we've been waiting for you to arrive. We've been waiting for you to get here, and finally, you've arrived, which is great. Yeah, I think Nick's show is still on, so there's quite a number of because Nick, damn that Nimin, putting his show on at the same time as mine. How dare he do that? Grr, pesky Nimin. Well, I'm nearly a pensioner. I'm nearly 50. Nearly 50's poo. I don't want to be 50. Yes, that is BB-8 right there. I've had to take BB's batteries out because this is the voice controlled BB-8, which is fine, okay. But I left it on the shelf and I forgot that the voice control was turned on, and it woke up and rolled off the shelf and nearly killed my drum kit. So that was exciting. In a similar manner to being chased with a man with an axe is exciting, I would imagine. So yeah, I've taken the batteries out of BB now, so hopefully BB won't be wandering around trying to break my drums, which would be good. Oh, okay. Are you older than me? That's so cool. Oh, look, see, we're all over the place. That's really good. Am I going to do OOTD? I probably need to Google what an OOTD is. It sounds like a venereal disease. What's an OOTD? Ooted? Isn't that the sound that the monkey makes in the Terry Pratchett? And just, oh no, that's ook. What's an OOTD? Oh, see, that's not so bad. So I think it's fair to say that we're a mature audience, but we have some young people that we can be jealous of too. So that's good. That's good. Tom Nash, 37. Look at all these ages coming in. Look at this. So yeah, I love Steph's channel. Outfit of the day. Now I know. Yes, I'm doing try-ons. I was just talking about the Rose Gal try-on, which isn't really a try-on because I look ridiculous. Although a thought has just occurred to me. They're really tight in the underarm area, but of course my arms aren't going to be that big in a couple of weeks' time. So maybe I should retry the Rose Gal stuff I'm tempted to do an outfit of the day right now and do a live fashion show, because that would be fun, right? Maybe that's what I should do. Maybe I should preview some of the crap that I've got. Maybe I should have some, like a show and tell or something for the channel that's coming up or something. I don't know. I don't know. So many options. Yes. What new series? Oh, the new series. Well, oh, Tom. Here's the thing, okay? I watched all the new Disney Star Wars. I really liked Rogue One. I think the Harrison Ford film looks really good. And I watched 7 and 8 in the cinema, in IMAX, in all its glory. It did give me wings, TNT. But I've had no interest in watching them again since. I was thoroughly entertained while I was watching them, and then I kind of forgot them. And that didn't happen with 4, 5, and 6. And it didn't happen with 1, 2, and 3 either. Even though 1 is such a bad film. And yeah, Hayden Christensen. My hairbrush right here could outact Hayden Christensen at being a angsty teenage Jedi. Spanky. So yeah, I don't. Did I just do Spanky on it? Forget that happened. So he's very, very pretty, very, very pretty, but he can act about as well as my cats, unfortunately. Unless my cats are actually brilliant actors, and I haven't noticed yet. Red Bull gave me wings. I enjoyed that. It was a good gag. It was a very good gag. Yes, it's a Minnie Mouse top. Let me move my mic a little bit. It's Minnie Mouse. So Disney. There you go. Disney have done a... Yeah, you could be gay for Hayden. That's fine. Disney have got a new fashion designer for their tops, and yeah, that happened. So the Spanky happened. So Disney have got a new fashion designer for their tops. No, for all their clothes. And you know, I've always liked the quality of Disney clothing. It's right up there with, you know, Cotton Traders and what's another big American t-shirt company. Really good American cotton, very, very heavy, very good quality. But the fashion, the style has been a little bit meh. I'll be honest, it's been drab. Okay. But then I noticed it about a year ago, actually. It was in California, and I noticed that the clothes shops had just started to do some really good fashion. They were doing Bardo tops, and they were doing this sort of loose light, and you can wear it off the shoulder. You can do, you know, this sort of thing with it. And they're fantastic. And they're still very Disney branded, like this. But they're so much more interesting and fun. I've got this amazing Tinkerbell. It looks like a princess top. It's even got lacing in the back. It's like a bustier top. But you can wear it like a t-shirt. It's absolutely amazing. So Disney shouldn't have been the EU. What? I don't understand. I should use Spanky as my catchphrase. I don't know if I should use Spanky as a catchphrase. I got Hello Gorgeous. That's becoming a catchphrase. That happened. And I'm trying. So this is one for the creators. What I'm trying to do is talk in the first person as if there's only one person watching. So it looks like I'm talking to you and nobody else. I'm trying to do that. That's challenging because I'm often talking to an audience. But I'm trying to talk to a singular. So you may have noticed, but I've stopped doing the how are ya all doing, and I'm just using a singular how are you doing. So I'm trying to make it a little more... I've become aware, even though my channel is still very, very small, and I'm still only barely breaking the hundreds of views on new videos, I'm becoming aware that I'm starting to struggle to keep up with all the comments, to keep up with everybody's, you know, and I hate that because I'm so flattered that people take time out of their day to leave comments on my videos. I love that. And I'm struggling now to sort of like and, you know, comment and reply to everybody's comments. If I don't see them, you know, within a few hours of them happening, there's a very good chance. My blinds are off again. There's a very good chance that I'll miss the comment, and I hate that. I hate that, but it's happening. So I'm trying to make the videos a little more personal. We'll see. We'll see. I agree. I like J.J. Abrams. I think he did a really good job. I loved his Star Trek films. Absolutely loved his Star Trek films. I think they were amazing. And they for me, have had a much higher rewatch. Even though I've always been a bigger Star Wars fan than a Star Trek fan. The reboot, the J.J. Abrams Star Trek films, they've had like 3 or 4 rewatches. Shut up, window. They've had 3 or 4 rewatches each. Whereas the Star Wars canon films, not the expanded universe ones, I've only watched them once. Kind of got a bit bored. I know. Sorry. They have become different films. My automatic blinds are. I know what the problem is. So there's a little light sensor that detects how much light is coming in, and accordingly they open or close the blinds. Okay. The problem is cats. So because my cats keep trying to eat the photosensor, my photosensor has now fallen down onto the windowsill into a shady bit, which makes them so unreliable that they just open and close like a demented thing. Should really need to fix them. Do I like fan art? I do like fan art. I love fan art. You can see quite a lot of. I do drawings. I do. Yeah, I love fan art. I like to draw myself. I don't draw as often as I would like. I use a Surface Pro, and yeah, I do quite a lot of art. I do. So yes, I love fan art. Fan art's amazing. Hello, T. Lee Jones from Baltimore. I used to, for quite some time, I did Good Morning Baltimore as a catchphrase, but it wasn't really mine. I just ripped it off from Hairspray. But that's another story entirely. Paul Lewis, hello. How are you doing? It's Paul Lewis. That means Kimberly is not far behind. How cool is this? Coming in a bit late though, Paul. Just saying, tardy. Well, Paul's going to have a right pop at me now because I was not that big a fan of Star Wars thing. Just not tell him. He'd be upset. I kind of agree, Robbie. Not all. We gotta be careful with that statement about expanded universe or extended universe were far superior to what Disney. No. Well, look, some were, but some were shit. And this is the problem. It's easy to say the expanded universe was vastly superior. Some of the expanded universe. I really liked some of the Dark Knight stuff, and some of the better graphic novels were exceptionally good. But man, some of it was bad. Some of it was just rubbish. So Disney can only do the one film. They can't make 100 films. They get one shot. And they're good. They're competent, enjoyable films. They're fine. They've done a very good job. They're very commercial. I get it. I think they're sometimes a little bit... They try too hard to be art. And when I look at what Marvel are doing by comparison in turning their comic films, I look at Disney. I look at what Disney are doing with Star Wars, and I see them being a little bit like DC. They're trying to take the subject matter too seriously, and this is not this. You know, look, that's fine. And they try to do the same thing that the DC have done with the DC movies, with Batman and Superman and things. But these, at the end of the day, are meant to be pulp comics. Are meant to be read quite quickly. Now, don't get me wrong. Frank Miller, Alan Moore, you look at Dark Knight, you look at the Watchmen books. They are dark, they are serious, and they lend themselves very, very well to comics, to graphic novels, to reading. But they transfer very, very badly to the cinema. Look at Watchmen. Watchmen is a brilliant example of a film which is practically frame for frame perfect from its source material, and is also one of the most boring films ever made. And yet, the graphic novel is brilliant. It's perfect. It's genius. It's arguably the best graphic novel ever. certainly the best well-known one. And the movie is a phenomenal adaptation, literally the same palette, it's scene for scene, it's a superb adaptation, and it is so boring. And this is the problem. Now what Marvel, we're just talking about my opinion here, but we're talking about a cinema audience is very different to, let's be honest, a sometimes toe-curlingly geeky market that you get in the comic book industry, okay? Now what Marvel have done is they've taken the big plot lines from them. I'm doing a video all about this, by the way, so you may enjoy this. But I'm going to be exploring what Disney have done with Marvel in the film universe. And the Marvel Cinematic Universe has taken the big, I mean, if you look at Iron Man 3, the Extremis story, they turned, which was, actually the Extremis comics are very good, but they've taken, you know, what is a fairly geeky niche format of the comics and turned them into big blockbuster action films, which are highly accessible. And most of the comic fans, certainly not the nasal ones, go, oh, I don't like you did that. Certainly most of the mainstream comic fans are really bought into. Now with the DC stuff, what they've done is they've gone darker and more serious, and that plays well with the really fan base for the comics. But it doesn't play well with the typical movie-going audience, myself included. If I want to read a dark, gritty superhero story, I will read the comic, I'll read the graphic novel, because it's dark and it's edgy and it's very different. Whereas, if I want to have a good time and I just want to shove a hot dog into my face and drink a gallon of Diet Coke, I'll go and see a film. Because I want that to happen fast. I want to just sit back and say, entertain me. Wash over me like a wave of explosions and cheesy lines. And that's exactly what Marvel are able to do with the Avengers series, with the cinematic universe. And that's what Abrams managed to do with the Star Trek reboots. He did a really good job of making them interesting and exciting and fun and fast. And I feel that, so they did a really good job there, but I feel with some of the Star Wars films, they went a bit too dark. They went a bit too, going for the you know, the graphic novel for the expanded universe audience. Not sure it's a good thing. That being said, when, you know, when you look at episode 7, when the TIE fighters are coming in low over the lake, oh man, and you know, Poe Dameron and that whole action sequence in the sky, they nailed that. If you wanted to pick some of the best moments of Star Wars ever, the new films have got some epic standout moments. I mean, their visuals are amazing. The cinematography is amazing. Is anybody even still watching? I've been talking about Star Wars and films for quite some time. I should probably read the text. Sorry guys, I can talk about this a lot. I really like comics and I really like films. And the two should be separate because they're different mediums that appeal to different audiences. Where am I? You draw yourself. Cool. I'm awful at drawing myself. Really, really bad at drawing myself. I can draw Disney characters remarkably well. Yeah, see, I didn't like the Watchmen film. I mean, it was brilliant. It was superbly executed, but it was really boring. And yeah, and I love the graphic novel. I have it signed by Alan Moore right out there, literally, almost within arm's reach. He signed it at Comic-Con. So, love the graphic novel. I love the graphic novel. Bored by the film? The New Mutants movie. Yeah, I know. Seriously. I can't do alcohol. I can't do alcohol, Kimberly Ball. Yeah, I agree with you, Paul. Watchmen was just, you know, as a graphic novel, it's brilliant. But as a movie, as a film, the pacing will only appeal to the really hardcore comic fans. And it's such a shame, because if they'd picked the pace up on that, which would have meant editing, which would have pissed off the hardcore fans who don't understand that films and comics are a different medium, it would have been, you know. Yeah. Yeah, I really liked Punisher. I thought that was really good, but then there was Iron Fist. let's not even talk about Iron Fist, because no. I do Comic-Con. I'm not a regular, because comic fans piss me off. They really annoy the crap out of me. They all talk through their nose, and they're like, "Oh, well, oh, fuck off." I consume media the way I like to enjoy it, and I really, really dislike. I have a massive problem with coming out of a very good film and being within earshot of the book was much better, because, oh, fuck off, the book was better. The book is the book, the film is the film. They are different medias appealing to different audiences. Just because the book was a little different to the film does not mean the film was bad. It was appealing to a different audience. It's a different demographic. It has to work in such different ways, okay? Now, here's a good example. Lord of the Rings, the films. They were brilliant adaptations. And let's not talk about Hobbit, because that was just stupid. But Lord of the Rings, the films, were really good. Lord of the Rings, the books, are really good. Not as good as everybody thinks. Although, if you're about 14 years old, I can understand why you think it's the best book ever made. I thought it was the best book ever written when I was 14 years old. Then I read more books, just saying. Anywho. Because in the films, they cut out all the crap that doesn't matter. They just cut to the meat and they give you a really good adventure story. The big stuff is all there. The big events are still more or less the same. But what you don't have is a chapter of singing to a weird hippie in a tree. Like Tom Bombadil, for God knows. And the Huons aren't there. Visually, they see them going back into the forest, but they don't need to be there. Their story doesn't really add much to the plot, other than they turn up and help, So that's how you do it, because films are different to books. With books, you take your time, you absorb them, you digest them. Films are punchy, they're fast, they're pop. It's a different level of engagement altogether. Man, what am I ranting about films and comics and comic geeks so much? I digress. Yeah, I do. I love Star Wars. I love sci-fi. I really like sci-fi. Have you seen the new Lost in Space show on Netflix? That is such a good show. Such a good show. Nailed it. And the whole first episode, I have a theory. If any of you have ever been to Orlando and have been to the Kennedy Space Center, one of the things they have there is a thing called the Saturn V Center, where they actually have an unlaunched Saturn V lying down. And prior to going in to see the exhibition, they have this incredible video about basically, the Redstone rockets all the way up to, to Apollo. And it shows the history of spaceflight, basically, and it's brilliant. And it has an amazing score, an amazing piece of music. The opening to the Lost in Space, I swear it's the same composer. I haven't Googled this. Don't take this as a fact. But the opening score for Lost in Space on Netflix is very, very similar to the music at the Saturn V Center, which gives me goosebumps. It gives me shivers whenever I watch that. It's just awesome, okay? And then it cuts into the original score from Lost in Space. The da, 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 da. Okay, so that's really good. But in the pilot, they only use the orchestral score. They don't really use the Lost in Space theme right until the end of the show, when they do some heroic stuff. The robot gets his Danger Will Robinson line in, and then they use the Lost in Space theme. Out of the park for epic. That's how you do film and television. It's brilliantly put together to hit you in the emotions. Very, very similar. Now, Justice League. Generally panned by a lot of people, okay? But the score, Danny Elfman does an absolutely blinding job of the score in that. I don't know if you've seen Justice League. It's not a bad film. Far better than the critics give it. and I'm normally pretty down on the DC films as a rule. Wonder Woman was superb, but the Superman films and the recent Batman films and Batman vs Superman, just too many words. Just show me the fighting. So, but what Danny Elfman does, genius, is he uses his Batman theme from 1988 in this film, and he uses the Superman theme in a minor key. Oh, well, I don't know if it's minor or if he just puts a discord in it. I need to play it back. But John Williams' theme, genius. So right from as soon as they do that, it just fires you up, and it's a roller coaster for the rest of the film. Absolute brilliant music. See, we're coming back to sound and why I prefer sound to the pictures. I love sound, and you don't get sound in a graphic novel, you see, unless you put music on in the background. So there we go, we've solved it. We've solved why film and books are different. The music. So there we are. I've now ranted for quite some time about films and video games. Wow, this was an eclectic mix of words. I think we're done. I think we're done. Unless I get some more questions. And yes, TNT Kennedy Space Center is amazing. Lost in Space, very, very good TV show. Parker Posey was the best. Yeah, you know, it's good. Yeah, I haven't done Comic-Con for quite some time. I need to do some more. I loved Quantum Leap, especially when they brought in the evil Leaper. That was so good. Oh, Kimberly, I see where you're going. I see where you're going. We're going on a journey. Oh, what's the synergy? The opening narration in the oh, my brain is broken. Tower of Terror. The I've forgotten Tower of Terror's thing. You know, Twilight Zone. Yeah, dimension beyond sound, sight, mind. Oh, what an amazing! I love that pre-show. I digress. I've chatted a lot today. I've chatted about everything today. It's been an eclectic mix. We've managed to get some Disney in. We've managed to get some films in, some games in. We had an actual celebrity drop by earlier, which was just awesome. So, yeah, that was cool, right? Was it just me? I mean, do you guys know who Jake is? Do you guys even know Pretty Good Gaming? Because, like, oh, man. I was, like, freaking out. Not going to lie. Freaking right out. So, yes. So there we go. An eclectic mix. Kimberly, I'm going to give you a call in a moment. Because I haven't spoken to you for ages. Sammy, I don't know where you've gone. Need to call you soon, too. And, my opinion of Transformers getting a reboot. Oh, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about Transformers. I quite liked the first Transformers film. It was a great eye candy film. But Michael Bay, I mean, the last couple of Transformers films have been garbage. I like the big action spectacles. I am fine by just blowing things up and letting me watch. That's fine. But when Michael Bay tries to do a plot, don't do a plot, Michael Bay. Don't do a plot. Just don't. I mean, you know, Michael. It was a parody, but there was a script from Michael Bay's Batman, which basically has the Batman hurtling down a motorway with firing rockets at Joker, which explodes, and then tanks explode from the explosions, flying and all. It's just insane, and that's Michael Bay. Everything blows up. Okay, and he's great at doing the visuals, but he's really not good at doing the stories. So yeah, don't do that. 88, I think, Batman was. Yeah, the one with the original, with the Prince soundtrack and the Prince soundtrack and the Danny Elfman score. Very, very clever use of his old score. Kathy Fit. Oh my God, what? What? I can't possibly go until I'm just finishing. Seriously, I normally finish at 8, and it's now somehow 8:15, and I'm still on, but I'm almost not on, because I'm really, really hungry. And I think he possibly is, you know. I really liked Michael Keaton. Oh, I know. I was on his live stream as well. And he's still live streaming. But, because, you know, because Nick, how dare he conflict with my schedule time. Damn you, Nick Nimmin, and your brother D. Okay, everybody. I'm going to wrap this one up right here. It's 8:15 p.m. here. I've still got 2 videos to shoot. It'll be a long night. Oh, that Transformers movie. What? That was a cartoon, wasn't it? That's Michael Bay we're talking about here. I'm sorry, Kathy Fit. No, why do I call you Kathy Fit? Kath Fit. Because there. Thank you all so much for watching. Ah, see, I did thank you all. I should do thank you all because I'm trying to do a singular. You know, it's challenging. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you taking time from your day to come and watch me. I don't know what I even talked about. I have no idea. I have to watch this one back just to know what I talked about because it went off on one. Really did. So now I've got to press. Here's the thing with OBS. I'll press stop streaming. I don't actually know when I've stopped streaming. It just goes off. And what's more, there's like a long delay of about 30 seconds. So I've got to press stop streaming when I see myself stop on my preview. This really, like, it's a bit of a brain fart. So I need to record a little outro. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Seriously, I really appreciate it. And I hope I never become one of these big YouTubers that doesn't appreciate, that does faux, you know, like, oh, thank you so much, thank you, and just gets used to it. I really, genuinely, I can't believe you guys actually take time to come and watch me talk shit. That's amazing. So thank you so much, and I will see you all at the same time next week when I'll try to think of more things to talk about. Bye, guys. Bye.